Is it worth chasing status in the Marriott Bonvoy program? Loyalty programs promise all kinds of benefits and perks for staying loyal to their chain. But is it worth giving your loyalty to one brand regardless of cost, location, and other factors? In previous videos, we've looked at Marriott Platinum status. In this video, we're going to look at the next status level, which is Titanium, and decide if it makes sense for us to go for Titanium status in 2025. This is our third video looking at what Marriott brand loyalty and the status that comes with it is worth. Our first two videos look at Platinum status in the Marriott Bonvoy program. We have Platinum status, and in 2024 we tracked our use of the program by breaking down each hotel we stayed at and the perks we received at each hotel, such as late checkout and early check-in, room upgrades, lounge access and breakfast, etc. Those videos are linked in the description below, so please check them out if you're interested. Essentially, we came to the conclusion that Platinum status is very valuable for us for the way we travel, which is about 90% international, and that does make a difference when you're talking about status. Now, we are purely leisure travelers. We don't travel for work at all. This means that for us to have status with a brand, we have to make a concerted effort to participate in its program, and that comes with an opportunity cost. In the case of the Bonvoy program, Marriott hotels are not always in the best location. The price isn't always ideal, and other factors come into play. So we have to weigh the benefits we gain from choosing Marriott's against these factors. So the question for us in this video is, should we go for Titanium status next year? We always have to ask ourselves the question, is the hassle worth the perks? So in order to make a comparison, here are the benefits we find most useful with our Platinum status. The late checkout and early check-in, the free breakfast and welcome amenity, lounge access in hotels with lounges, room upgrades, the annual choice benefit, which in 2024 we chose 5 nightly upgrade awards, and 50% more Bonvoy points earned on hotel stays. As far as what it takes to get Titanium status with Marriott, as you can see here from Marriott's website, Titanium status comes with 75 nights per year versus 50 for Platinum. Now it says 75 nights stayed, but it's actually 75 Elite night credits, and they don't all have to come from hotel stays. You can get Elite nights from credit cards, double night promotions, and other promos that Marriott might do. We made a video on Elite nights explaining how we get them and how we use our credit cards to boost our Elite nights, and it will be linked in the description below. So you can look at Marriott's website for a full list of benefits at each status level. But here are the benefits of Titanium I find most intriguing versus those of Platinum. First, 75% more Bonvoy points earned on stays versus 50% with Platinum. An additional annual choice benefit once you hit 75 Elite nights, which has more options than the one at 50. So you can gift gold status to someone or get a free night certificate worth 40,000 points. Now, gold isn't all that useful on its own, but it does give 2 p.m. late checkout, which I think can be beneficial, and you can gift that. There may be expanded free breakfast options at properties like at some Ritz-Carltons and more upscale brands. I don't have experience with this myself, but it is something that's been reported to us as a good benefit of Titanium. The 48-hour guarantee, which says if you book within 48 hours, they'll guarantee to have a room available for you. Now, it says subject to terms, and I have no experience with this, but it seems like it could be useful, especially in a pinch or a short-term situation where you don't have a lot of time to plan. If you've used it, please leave us a comment below. And lastly, status with other companies, namely United Silver status and Hertz 5-star status. Neither of these are things we would likely use, but it certainly doesn't hurt to have them. As far as our travel patterns, we travel around 50 nights per year. We also get 40 nights per year from a personal and a business credit card that we hold. Again, we made a video on Elite status, and that details the different Marriott credit cards from Chase and American Express and how each of them earn Elite nights, and that is linked below. Between our credit cards and amount of time we travel, we could comfortably reach Titanium status, and it may seem like a no-brainer. So the question is, why not always stay at a Marriott hotel? So in 2024, here are some reasons we didn't use Marriott. The number one reason was location. While there are Marriotts almost everywhere, in fact, Marriott's massive footprint worldwide is and always has been the top factor in our loyalty to the chain. But there were times when a Marriott just doesn't fit into our plans. This was the case this year in Scandinavia, primarily in Norway, when we spent 7 nights in non-Marriott hotels. In Tromsø and Bergen, the Marriott hotels were just too far from where we wanted to spend our time. And in Oslo and Copenhagen, we were arriving late into the cities for one night, and we wanted somewhere close to the central train stations. So there are definitely obstacles that even Marriott's large footprint can't always overcome for us. I'll also include here that we spent 3 nights on overnight ferries in Japan and Europe, and one night on a sleeper train from Berlin to Stockholm. And these things keep us out of Marriott hotels as well, as we're obviously on the move instead. Another factor here is that, unfortunately, the status is individual, and so are the benefits conferred by credit cards. My wife has the Marriott status, and we almost always travel together. But this year I actually spent some time in Italy with my daughter and went to Japan by myself. So this is 20 plus nights where we didn't earn any status with Marriott. This isn't typical for us, but it is something to keep in mind, and it's not the only time that this has come into play for us. The next factor here is something we talk about in our other Marriott videos, and that is competing incentives from other credit cards. Lots of premium credit cards offer some kind of benefit, often a statement credit, for booking through their portal. For us, we have Delta cards, a Capital One Venture X, and Amex Platinum cards that offer annual credits. So we do try to use those credits, and that also takes us away from Marriott. And lastly, for cost reasons, we may not stay in Marriott's. This actually hasn't been much of a factor for us. We usually find Marriott to be pretty competitive where we stay. But one thing we have run into is better redemptions with Hyatt, which is kind of our backup hotel brand. On my recent trip to Japan, I paid 15,000 points per night for a Hyatt in Tokyo, which I paid for with points I had from Chase. Compare that with 50 plus thousand points per night for Marriott's in Tokyo, and it just made sense to stay at the Hyatt instead. So my wife and I feel that of these added benefits we talked about before, the only ones we'd really make use of are the 75% extra points on Marriott stays and the extra annual choice benefit, which we think we would use for a 40,000 point free night certificate. At 1 cent per point, the free night would be worth a $400 hotel stay, though the 40,000 point threshold is kind of an awkward amount in my experience. The 50,000 point nights are a lot easier to use, so I'm not sure we could get $400 of value out of it. A lot of the travel blogs and sites value Marriott points at less than 1 cent per point, but in our experience, we average at least 1 cent per point for pure point redemptions, though sometimes we don't get quite that from certificates. As far as the extra points earned, if we spent $10,000 a year at Marriott, which is probably kind of a stretch, we would earn 100,000 base points per year, assuming we're staying at one of the brands that gives 10 points per night, which most of them do. At Platinum, we'd earn 50,000 bonus points, and at Titanium, we'd earn 75,000 bonus points. So I estimate that a generous estimate is that we would earn an extra 25,000 points per year from being Titanium. At that same 1 cent per point valuation, that's another $250 in value. So even being generous with the numbers, I think we'd get around $650 worth of added value out of Titanium status. Obviously, this doesn't include intangibles like better upgrades, and I'll be the first to admit the reasoning behind these calculations is very subjective and it's not very sound. The idea, however, is to try to quantify an added value for my wife and I for pursuing Titanium status. For us, the credits that we get from our other credit cards, as well as the convenience, location, and the other factors we talked about, don't really make it worth pursuing Titanium, for this year at least. So just to wrap things up, we love our Platinum status with Marriott, but it doesn't seem like the concessions we'd have to make for Titanium are worth the extra benefits for our situation. We will continue to stay with Marriott whenever it makes sense. It is still our brand of choice, and we really do like the brand a lot, and there's a reason for our loyalty. It just doesn't seem like it's worth the stretch with our current travel patterns. There will likely come a day when we hit Titanium status organically, but for now, Platinum is our sweet spot. Obviously, our conclusion is very subjective and individual to our situation. Everyone's situation is different, and the amount you travel, where in the world you travel, how long you stay in areas, and a multitude of other factors can lead you to different conclusions. We hope this discussion has given you something to think about, but you have to figure out what works best for you. And lastly, we have learned a lot from the comments we've received on our other videos, so please leave a comment sharing your experience below. So that is our look at titanium status for 2025. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching, and please let us know your experiences in the comments below.